Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. This is an example of a very hyped cigar. You heard about it for weeks, and when it hit the market, they were gone in a flash. Hopefully you got some, but this is my take on the new Aganorsa Leaf Rare Leaf Robusto. 5 1/4 by 52. Nice looking cigar. There's the density. Has a very good weight in the hand for a Robusto. Now, I also sampled the Toro 6 by 54. I'm going to say out of the gate, I think the Robusto is better. And so that's why I'm reviewing it. And I'll try to give you a few highlights of the Toro. I may even review the Toro later, but we're going to start with the Robusto. Now, Aganorsa lists this cigar as using some of their best low yield tobaccos in this blend. It's Jalapa. Well, it's all Aganorsa, first of all. They call it a café cover leaf from Jalapa, and a double binder and filler tobaccos. The tobacco's predominantly Criollo 98 and just a touch of Corojo 99. Now this also comes in a Gordo 6 by 60. Honestly, I don't know any retailers that have those. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's plenty that have them, but all you heard of at initial release for the most part was the Robusto and the Toro. I know of only a few places that claim to have the Titan, as it's called, but I haven't sampled it. So that's sort of the long and the short of it. So let's get right to it. The new Aganorsa Leaf Rare Leaf Reserve Robusto. Now I will say this, coming up I will also be reviewing the Supreme Leaf Corona Gorda, which just came out at the same time that these did. Okay, that's a good draw. Had these for, well, when did they come out? A couple weeks at least. And I've actually had, I believe, 4 before this. So I've got a kind of a pretty good handle on it. And I can tell you now, it's not your typical Aganorsa flavors. It's a very sweet citrus, very sweet, very orange-like, but it also has apricot notes to it. Quite a bit of nutmeg right there. When you get those sweet notes, it's right closely followed by a lot of dry nutmeg. There's also leather and an earthy black coffee. The black pepper initially is somewhere around 8. It's very good. So it's a very sweet start, but a lot of nutmeg, which tends to do its thing, and some leather and black coffee notes. So you sort of have all the feels covered initially. So pretty good start. Let's just see how we transition. third. Right after I took that picture that you saw with the ash intact, it fell off. It's in the ashtray now. Now, the cigar has changed from the light up. Those extremely sweet flavors that light up are now very toned down. The nutmeg has really risen up, and the leather. It is not the same tasting cigar right now. It's still very sweet, but not as sweet. And it's got more depth because the leather has really come out. Black coffee is about the same. I would say the finish is very nutmegish and leatherish. There is some influence of sweeter stuff going on there, like some of that citrus, but nice lingering black pepper. Medium bodied, you're kind of pushing toward medium to full already. But the cigar is very good. But without upsetting you Aganorsa fans, and I'm one of them, it is not as good now as it was at the light up, but it's still, at this point, a 94. Very tasty, very tasty. The light up flavors were so sweet and rich, it would have been 95, I'm sure. But I don't rate the light up. I didn't really think that much about it, but it was a tad better than it is now. There we are at the first third, so let's just see what we have in the next third. Into the second third. And where a lot of cigars really change in the second third and really go one way or the other, this one really didn't change a lot. Now, what did happen was the nutmeg and the leather started to move a little bit more. It didn't really hurt it, but if it goes much more, it will affect the score. I'm holding 94 for the second third. In this second third, I still had, I still had the citrus and hints of the apricot. I also had some hints of orange peel. And the nutmeg was quite abundant. It's very dry. The leather was a little more elevated in the black coffee base. Medium to full, barely, but I would give it medium to full. The finish is really about unchanged. It's really about the same. But a cigar, is held its ground at a 94. It's very good, but if it develops any more elevated nutmeg or leather, it would affect the score. But right now, it's very good. And I'll tell you this too. I've noticed this. I said this is the fifth one I've had, and it is. But I had one about a day or so after I got them. I've had them for, I guess it's at least 2 weeks, close to 3. And it's much better now than it was when I had the first one. Much better. So, and if you think about it, when these came out, it was very cold across the country. So when they were shipped to me, they went through some cold weather and who knows what in the 3 or 4 days it takes to get here, where they sat. So it takes a while for them to acclimate to your humidor. So I would say, if you haven't had one in a few weeks, now's a good time to try it. If you've had them about at least 2 weeks to 3. And they may only get better. But let's see what the final third brings. Well, we're down to the end. So let's wrap it up. And that was a nice burn, even all the way around. Now, just like I hinted, it did happen. The nutmeg and the leather sort of rose up here in the final stages. And it didn't hurt the cigar very bad, but it did take away enough that I'm lowering the score to 93 for the final third. Medium to full bodied, and the finish is unchanged. Good cigar, very good cigar. Um, I'm thinking seriously about reviewing the Toro also to see the differences there may be in the two. But this is a good cigar. Hopefully you got some. Hopefully you can find some. Overall score is 93.67. Very good. So there you have it. The new Aganorsa Leaf Rare Leaf Reserve Robusto, 93.67.